Hello everybody, Wild Trekker here and welcome to another episode here on Sky Factory 2, and I've got my magic wand. Well, it's not really a magic wand, is it? It's a builder's wand, yes, and I've been using it. Let me just get my armor on a second and we can fly around, and yeah, I kind of used it to help me out with the farms. So we have now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 farms up here. Which are all working. Some of the farms are not full yet because things like this iron crop, which we need to do, we just do not have enough of it yet, and it's not the easiest to make 200 odd sort of seeds for. Some of the easier ones are things like the cotton we've got there, we've got ender lilies over here, we've got some carrots growing as before, we've got the wheat. What else we got going over here? So this one is redstone, I believe. Yep. And then we've got the mini Keo. We've got potatoes, and then again this is one that we need to get more of the lapis. This is just because I've got it. I'm just using it as a spare area to grow the rest of the ones that won't be growing. And again, this is a spare one, so I've filled it with mini Keo at the moment because I need a lot of that to get the essence. So that's kind of half the farms done. And if you look underneath, yeah, we got the other half. So yeah, down here we've got some tomatoes growing, or tomatoes. If you're American, you say tomato, we say tomato. Again, we've got a spare one which I'm using for mini Keo at the moment. And over here we've got some strawberries, yummy strawberries, some barley. This one again, mini Keo, because we've just got to get so much essence. I figured I might as well do that with that, and then we're going to make some really simple ones like the earth and things like that don't take so much, but the ones upstairs do take a lot. So peanut, that was the other one we got growing. Some rice, we had some rice seeds, and then these two, one will be nature, as you can see there, and this one will be yellowite. I thought that would be a good one to grow, even though it's hard to make. It's sort of top tier level. Yeah, I thought we're going to need it because we're going to have a lot of production, and that's something we're going to be looking at today, is the production of power, and we're going to get on to the turbine reactors. We've got our passively cooled reactor over there, but we're then going to move up a level, I think. So let's just head over here. As you can see, we've built some steps to come up to this level here, so the base is starting to sort of expand out. I thought it would be really cool just to have these steps up here, so that's what I've done. And we're probably going to let's just go out, head out this way, and all these, by the way, the reason I did them like this is because it meant I already had the power and the item coming to this chest here, so all I had to do was just add a couple of item and power things to it, so it just, yeah, fitted in really nicely. The other thing as well, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, I've taken the water out, so none of these have water in them anymore, apart from maybe this original one above. And the reason being is it doesn't actually need water as such for them to work. It just means they grow slower. So and I'm not too worried about the growth, because to be perfectly honest, I do not need carrots or potatoes or anything like that, and I've got iron coming out my ears and lapis, and yeah, so we don't really need what these farms are producing, unfortunately. But yeah, for those that have done their maths correctly, you would have noticed under here there is not 10. So as we get hits across there, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 under here, because this one we've either got to knock this room down to fit it in, or fit it somewhere else. So what I'm going to do, I think, because I think it'll be better, is we're going to put another one here. We've kind of got a farm here anyway, and I'm thinking maybe we'll take this building down on this side. So we'll take this away from here, and we might even remodel this top section. We might even make it completely flat, apart from this cobblestone generator coming out the ground, and then we'll have this as a hole going in. I'm not sure yet. We'll leave the barn up, and maybe that means we'll make it into a proper barn out in the fields. But I think, yeah, that's going to need some remodeling, so at some point I'm going to take that down. So let's just go, and incidentally, the yeah, we've had a few mishaps with these cows. This one here, the blazing pyrotheum tank one, it actually, you might notice the wood looks a bit different because it's spat it out there, and of course blazing pyrotheum catches fire really quickly, and this whole place started burning down. So and unfortunately we lost those 2 cows in the process, so we're out of luck on those. Yeah, so I've turned all the systems off for now, just so we don't get any more cow deaths. And I was just having a go at breeding as well, and evidently you can breed the same cows, but you can't breed other ones with it. So we can, if you've got 2 of the same, we can make more, and unfortunately if you haven't, then yeah, you got to wait for another one to naturally spawn. So that's good. How are we doing on our cobblestone count? Let's have a look now. We are not bad, not quite halfway there yet though. Still got another 300 million to go for halfway there, and then yeah, don't want to think about it. Yeah, this magic wand, really easy. Not magic wand, it's a builder's wand. Just show you in terms of the builder's wand. If it goes there, it is there. Really simple. It's an unstable ingot and obsidian, and I was like, do I really want to do that ritual with the unstable ingot? And then I realized you can use semi-stable nuggets to make unstable ingots. So, and they're really simple to make. So actually you can make loads of these, make then an unstable ingot, and you can craft it in this. You don't have to do that whole you've got 10 seconds to do it before you die lark. So I went ahead and made that, and most of you probably know how this works, but just in case you didn't, so the way I've been doing it with that, let's just get some dirt for example. So, and you could do this with any material, it doesn't have to be dirt. This is just a demonstration, but I say most of you probably know how it works. So if I was to start building along here with dirt, we could do that, do that. What you can then do is use this, and as you can see it's putting the blocks there for you, and as long as the dirt's in your inventory it will replace all those with dirt, which makes it really simple for building farms like this. So yeah, I should have got it a long time ago really, shouldn't I? But there we go, such is life, we live and learn. So yeah, got my builder's one now, and that's really cool. So yeah, I think at some point we will take this down. We might even do that in a time lapse, I'm not sure. So we'll have a think about that, but let's get on to the other task for today, because the one thing I want to do is get into the turbine reactors. So let's reactors. So we've got the reactor mod where we've got the all the normal reactor coolant access ports. Well, there then is a turbine flavor to it as well, and basically we can turn a normal reactor into a reactor that works with a turbine by adding on to it, I'm trying to think what it's called now, can't think of it, but it basically there's a controller that turns it into steam rather than electricity. So yeah, reactor glass, no, I'm sure I'll come across it in a bit anyway when we build it. But the first thing we got to do before we can actually do an actively cooled reactor is we've got to get some cyanite reprocessed, because at the end of the day we get this coming out of here as a waste. As we can see, if we come around here as a waste product, we get cyanite. Okay, so and then we obviously put in our ingots there, which we don't seem to have any of. Is this producing power? It's down a little bit, but now we've taken that out. Let's put some more in, shall we? So let's get some yellowite, and we're going to automate this as well. And this is going to be part of the whole. Take this up a bit, move it all around, because I think what I'm going to do is change around this bit in here as well, because we've kind of got everything shoved into this corner behind here and it gets very complicated. So what I want to do is move my machines around, because the other thing we've got we can't automate is we've got some of our machines are up against this wall, and right behind it we've got the that's the furnace. So yeah, we've got this, so it's kind of, I want to move that away. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually taking the machines out of this side completely, and perhaps putting them along here, but keeping them going along, and then we can use this back area as our sort of automation of machine stuff. So we might be able to just come along here, we can automate taking the yellowite out of the system, because what we tend to do with yellorite is there's two things really. We get, most of the time, if we're mining, and our mine's off at the moment, if we're mining we end up with the ore, which is that. But as you can see with the yellorite essence, first of all we've got to convert it into yellorite ore, and then once we've got the yellorite ore, we need to then put that over here, and here's some prepared earlier somewhere. There we go. So when you put the yellorite ore in the pulverizer, it produces a dust. We then want to put the dust into one of these and smelt it, and then once it's smelted it comes out as a yellorite ingot, and we then want to transfer that into the actual reactor system. Now one of the challenges we've got to do is build enough power that, I mean, it's just a joke. We need to probably build about 10 of these things. So I'm going to leave this reactor. I'm not going to change this one yet. We're going to leave that producing power the way it does, and we're going to build a complete new reactor. Now what you could do is just take the existing one and convert it. So as I say, you can do that with a what is it, a fluid port or something like that. I'm trying to remember. I think it might be, but basically we need to be able to take the steam out of it, and rather than putting that in, sort of thing. So what I'm going to do is get a few bits together. Hopefully we've got enough that I could build a brand new reactor, and then we'll get all those pieces together, and then we'll spell it correctly as well, and we'll come back and have a look at where we're going to build this thing. So there is one thing that I was going to mention, and we were talking about the cyanide that comes out of the waste from the reactor, and we're going to need that to start crafting some of these items. Not in everything, but certainly some of the items will. However, the controller needs this, which is plutonium, and the only way to get plutonium, well, it's simple. We need a cyanide reprocessor, which is this one here, and so we need to make one of those. We need to get that set up first of all, so we can't really do anything of the rest of it until we got that set up. So I've got a little area out here where I'm going to put this down, and I'm going to put it there just temporarily, and in that area I'm then going to put some water, because we need some water for this. When we look inside, so you see this is empty, so we need water in there, and then we need power. So let's get some power into it. Stick that there. No, we can't do that because we want the water going in there, so we'll have the power going in the top, I guess, and we'll stop that connecting in a minute. So that should give it power. It does indeed, but as you can see, if we stick one of these cyanides in here, it does nothing, so it needs the water. So we're going to use a transfer node for that. Let's get that here. So if we place that node, that's not where I wanted it. Right, do we have to do this first? Will that stay there if I then... It will. Good. I knew I did it somehow. Right, have we got our wrench with us? We have. Well, let's just... Can we get rid of that? Yes, we can. And that. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, it's not boring anyway, is it? Okay, so let's have a look at this, and spin that around. Well, let's have a look at this, and no water in there yet because we need world interaction upgrade, and while we're at it, we'll stick a load of those in, a load of speed and a load of stacks, so that should be able to keep up with it. So still nothing going in because we haven't configured it for the back panel. Is that the back panel? So we want that to be blue for input, is that right? Okay, and what you need is 2 of these. So basically it takes 2 to make 1 plutonium. So we're going to stick 64 of those in there, but we don't need that many at this stage. But yeah, that's something that we could automate if we want to. So let's just see, there we go, we need a couple of these. And then that's going to allow us to make our controller. As you see, we need 2 there. Nothing else I don't think needs it, actually using cyanide. The controller uses that, and I think the rest of it, no, there's nothing else we need it'd fall. But it does mean you've got to build one of these before you can actually then start building the rest of it. So right, got the supplies. I'm going to just let the rest of those go on in there, and then we can get on with building this thing. And what I need to do as well is work out where it's going to go. And what I'm thinking, because to get the amount of power we're going to need, we're really going to need to start building it down here somewhere. So we've got that going that side, we've got all this here, so I'm kind of thinking if we go down to sort of level 0 and build a platform, then yeah, we can start building and we can stack these guys, can't we? So, and then that's going to bring the power up, and we've got a way we're going to get the power out of that. So it doesn't matter that it's all the way down there, because we'll just use a tesseract, which is fine. So let me now get these parts put together while the rest of it's doing that. Something I've realised I'm going to be doing a lot of is travelling. So staff of travelling, we've got hundreds of these things, so all I've done is put one in there and charged it up. If we go back into here, travel, so there you go, we've got 238, but they got no RF in them as standard. And basically we have these anchor points, and I think that's the way it works. I've not used them yet, but I was just thinking, because I was down there where I've made a base, and we'll go down there in a second, but I was just thinking, you know, it'd be so much easier just to teleport up here. So what I think we're going to do is place one of these up here, and I'm guessing, not quite sure how they would work, where we would travel to, but can we just put one anywhere? Can we put it in the floor? Would we end up in the floor? I don't know. Let's put one there. Okay, hold shift. Allows teleportation between anchors. Stand on one anchor point, look at another. Right, stand on. That's a bit of an indication. Whoops. Bit of an indication when you stand on one anchor point. So let's put an anchor point in here. Let's put it on the edge here. That will do. Boom. Allows teleportation between anchors. Stand on one anchor point, look at another, and jump to travel. Can also be used with the staff of travelling. Oh, you can just jump, can you? Can be painted in the painting machine. Yeah, don't want to do that. So I guess you kind of look at the next one. So let's go and place one of these down the bottom. Whee! And let's just place one of these first. We can put it here. Boom. So if we find the other one, do we? No? Do we need the staff in our hand? Is that... Ah, there you go, you see. So I can see it there. But I know you can... There. You can travel between them. So we know that one's down there, but yeah, it doesn't seem to do it without it, does it? So that's fine. We can do it with that one. We know all we need to do is point up to it, right click, and we're up there. So that just makes it easier for travelling around. So we might put a couple of these, because often I want to go up to the garden and things like that. We're getting such a big base now that it's kind of travelling around is a little bit of an issue. So let's just get one more of these. In fact, we'll make a couple. No, we won't. We'll make one. That's all I wanted to make was one. So I've made one. So let's go up here all the way out, and let's do it as a quick way to get here. I think this is probably a good point, because if we ever want to come up here and just check on our progress of things, boom, there we go. So now we can transport to that one down there, and then likewise down there we go boom, or up to that one. Yeah, so it makes travelling around the base a little bit easier. So we'll start putting these around as and when we think we need another point. Maybe we'll put one at the other end, I don't know, but at least it allows you to do that. Do you have to click the top of it? There you go. Yeah, excellent. Okay, that's another little thing. So let's and you can't, can you do it without standing on them? Oh, you can, even better. Right, so just wanted to point this out to what we're doing here. I'm just really planning it out. So all I did was use my builder's wand to build out a platform, and we're kind of going Let's go this way because this is kind of the edge of it, and I've just plonked it down. I haven't really centered it. The only thing I've done is I've been careful not to come out the edge of the base. And it reminds me I must get some more lamps made up as well. Get some more glass going. Yeah, so we're not going to come out any further than this. This is going to be an end wall, if you like, so that's as far as it goes. But we're essentially going to be making, it's two parts here. So we need, the first part is we need a reactor. Okay, just like we've got up there, we need a reactor. So I'm going to make a 9x3 reactor, which essentially is then going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 fuel rods in it, I think. Can we get 5 in there? No, maybe it's 4. But essentially we'll have fuel rods going up here, and they'll be the height of the machine, or height of the turbine, and it's backing straight onto the turbine. So you can see that's reactor casing, that's turbine housing. So it's slightly different, but built in very, very similar way. So the turbine is going to be 16 in its length, 9 width by 9 height. So this is going to be 3 width, 9 by 9. So that's the plan for it. And then what I'd really like to do, because we're going to probably stack these, and can build one that way, I can build one that way, and I can build one that way, so we can have 4 on one level. And I've started putting the bits in here for it, but we're going to need a load more parts. So yeah, I need to get back up there and get making. Don't want to go there, I want to go there. Let me up. There we go. Now, the one thing we are going to need a fair amount of is enderium. Enderium ingots, or more noticeably these enderium blocks. We're going to need around about 37, because I want to make a turbine that is max power, and we're going to use these, and I've realized that we don't really have enough supply for it. So we can get this enderium base with ender pearls and some pyrotheum dust, and we need some more ender pearls there. We can put those into an alloy smelter and blend those together. Let's just get a few more ender pearls and we can get that going on, but we don't have too much of that, but again we can blend it together so we can make it. And we've also got this essence. I've got about 5 or 6 seeds growing. Yeah, so we make 9 of those, and then that's going to allow us to make, we've got 2 blocks, hey, but we're going to need a lot more. So I don't think we've got time to do that at the moment, but yeah, what I'm going to do is start making this reactor. We've already made one of those, so you've already seen it. So what I'm going to do is actually put this together, and it is going to be 3 rods, 3 rods, 8i, 7i, because we're going to have a base, then the rods, and then we got the tops of the rods. So we're going to have one just there because we need coolant next to it, then one there and one there. So we'll have 3 rods in each. So I've got plenty of those. Yeah, so that's all good really. So what I think I'll do is get that together between episodes, because otherwise, you know, you've seen it before, and it's really the next part of this we want to do. So between episodes, I'm going to get a new reactor up and running, identical to this, only thinner. And by the way, something else you can do, we get this cyanide out of here. Now, that's obviously a waste product, if you like. But one of the things we can do is, by now using this reprocessor, okay, so it takes 2 ingots to make 1 plutonium, but we can use plutonium instead of yellorite as well, so we can actually recycle that if needs be once we start getting those, because yellorite's going to be quite important once we get a load of those going. So yeah, really cool. So we're well on our way to making these turbines, but that's what I'm really going to focus on in the next episode, because we are really out of time today. We're not going to get a chance to do that, but do come and join me next time, and we'll get these turbines put together, and I'll have the reactor ready in between episodes. So come and join me then. My name's Wild Trekker. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you then. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.